Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino MegaADK for Android, without Android, but with fischertechnik mechatronics and phototransistor, lens lamp, motor with propeller, and latest edition a sonar that somehow doesn't exactly work yet, or at least in the circuit. Last time I reconstructed this whole thing, and there is a problem with it, because for some reason it doesn't always work. It needs some assistance, and then if you look at this LED, it gets dimmed for a bit, and that is the whole purpose as well. So it covers the LDR, light dependent resistor, photoresistor, and when it's covered it gets less voltage to light this one. But then again, it has to run. Now, in the original idea, I did it like this, and then things seem to be too tight. So I untighten a bit, and then things seem to run for the time being. Now, this motor is XS motor, rather small, and the fact that it does run means that it gets its signal, pulse width modulation. That's how this motor, and this one, the other one, works at the same way. So when I press this one, the button, you see the yellow LED and the motor work. So the question is, why exactly does this one stop? Can be the wiring, no longer the tension, and if I play with the tension, it seems not to matter. It doesn't run any faster. That is probably due to the potmeter. So, but it is already at maximum. So I think I can't do anything about it. Maybe it's the motor, who knows. But the fact that it does work is nice, and when you look at this LED closely, you see its effect. It dims for a moment. Of course, I can put more of these whatever rubber pads are called, and have it last longer. The point is also that it won't be shielded from the light entirely. It has, well, depending on the tension on the chain, of course, but when they are really put together, then there's no light coming through, which is not the case when I put it somewhat tighter. Now you see some air, some light between it, and with less tension there's hardly any light, so I better put it like this. Then something that needs more attention is the sonar. And that is what I'm going to try now, because it is also fischertechnik sonar. It is supposed to work via a robo interface, which has 9 volts. It has a value. It works analog, not high and low. So with the value I should be able to work it out. But so far it only gives 1 and not just a value. So does it work or won't it? Nice question, and that's what I'm after right now. Well, sonar. How does it work? Well, as said, analog readings, and going back to the code. First thing I note is digital, and it should be analog. One L less. So with analog, if you read from analog and do it digitally, not gonna work. So let's see if this does work. This is all set nicely. Upload. For what? MegaADK. This is set correctly. Why do I get a bad file descriptor? Once again, my board is not connected, it says. Alright. It's strange. Let's see if it is having the correct properties. Nope, it doesn't. And that's strange because I did give it in. Pseudo tone, yeah. Once again. Alright, that's a surprise. Yeah, it's working better. Big surprise there. Done uploading. So, what does it give? Ah, this is a lot better. 1010. Except that I expect it to have a real value. So, and that's another thing. If you look at Sonar, it has a 30-degree cone. And that is not what it's having now. Well, that is what it's having, but if you look at the rest, there is some stuff that is quite near. So, what happens when I put it right like here? Then there is lighting, because there is some light above, a light source. There's a camera, the camera through which you get this view. But also, what's next? What is the distance? Those are very nice questions indeed. Let me measure the distance. So right here I measure the distance of 28 centimeters to the light source. I measure, let me do it like this, 20 centimeters to the camera. And then I need to find a 30-degree angle, and that's also a nice one. Everything within that range is detected. So how can we do that? Well, let's make a simple drawing. Okay, so I've made a model sketch for the sonar. These are the rounds that you can see on the image 1 and 2, and in the middle, well, actually the middle line, and then under an angle of 30 degrees. Everything is being spotted. Now I don't know which one is the transmitter or sender, or if they are both transmitter and sender, transceiver, but anything, if you draw this line longer, oops, and that's not good. Let's take it just like this. If you draw it longer and longer, then you will see that anything in this whole range will be detected until an approximate value of 1023. In total 1024, and the minimum reliable distance is 2 centimeters. So with that, if I go back here, it won't be hindered by this one, it's out of range, but it will be kind of, probably, likely, by the camera, and most likely by the light source. So if I take the light source away, what will happen to the value? 1011. And I take it very close. A little bit smaller, but not that much smaller. So if I take the light source out of range and I move it with my, I do it with my finger, I can of course check what is 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters is right, like we do it a nice approximate. If I do it like this, then that is 2 centimeters. Or that if I take the edge of the output. It's not much, but to be reckoned with. So anything here should be detected by an alternative signal. I'm not seeing it change, not that much at least. So what is what and why? That's a pretty good question. As yet, no answer. Do I really need 9 volts to have it operating nicely? But who knows? If I take a look at the other stuff, this is working nicely on 5 volts. That is working nicely on 5 volts. And that is working nicely, although yeah, it's working. And yes, this is working nicely as well. So why would the Sonar not work nicely? It's quite a difference. If I hold my hand here and it says 1009, 10, 11, 9, and I hold it here. I should expect a very low value, like it doesn't measure anything, so it gives the maximum value. Just reasoning. Trying for the Sonar, I disconnected the blue wire from the Sonar, and to my surprise, this is what's happening. 66, 70, 71. But is that realistic? What happens when I hold once again my hand is that slowing or diminishing the value. Not really, I think. This should increase. So this is not the solution either. So what about the other wire? If I change that one. So now I have to be careful. Reconnect one wire. And oh, the other wire is the plus. So it was only connected to the plus. Which is logical because red is plus usually. So if I now take out the yellow wire from the plus, what happens? 82, 94, no, really, it's 50, 68, well, you can read, alright, so much for some senses of logic. So now I have had it fully wired, connected to plus 5 volts and to the input A7 of the board. I have had the green wire disconnected and now the red wire is disconnected. And the readings unfortunately don't make any sense. Not that I can tell right now at least. So where to go from here? Is the Sonar really a nice thing to be dealt with? Well, apart from the fact that this is really nice, maybe I should remove the Sonar and focus on things like this mechanics, this motor, who knows. For now I think the sonar was a nice idea, but not working quite well, or quite as well as should or could. Which leaves the idea, what next? That's a good one, need to think about it. For a final look for now at the sonar, let's take a look at the schematics. And here in the lower left corner I have A7 as an input from the sonar, but as we have noticed, there's a green and a red wire. So actually I can't do it like this. I have to make two out of it. And one is to the plus, or whatever. And let's see, this is the plus wire. So I actually no, that's not correct. Alright, let's do it like this. So this is to the plus, and then this goes to a 7. And no, this is then the red wire, and this will be the green wire. Whether it has anything different, I can't tell honestly. Something should be working, and basically it is working, but the values here also 43 and 77, and then 94, well, and then 46 again. So that makes absolutely no sense at all. 33, 73, 87. Very erratic, and therefore I really do think that something is completely off. Another thing is, if you look at the oscilloscope for the purple wire, which is the oscilloscope value, or not the oscilloscope value, but the signal value. If I go to channel 3 and then change the value, that is time base, I need this one. This makes no sense at all. So let me put one wire, and that doesn't help. So is there another wire I can put to minus? Yes. This one, but it doesn't help either, so it's a very erratic signal. Very low voltage. Not making any sense at all. So if I have to go for that, I say experiment really failed. Unless I find another solution, but I wouldn't say. Know that when I put this to test with a program called FT Diagnostics, which is for the RoboPro, for the Robo interface. Then it is not a stable value either. But in this way it would say 5 centimeters or 7 centimeters. Well, in the proximity here nothing changes, so it's completely erratic. Unfortunately, would it be nice? Right, some final words for this episode. Sonar, erratic working, so let that be. This one working so far, well, I'm talking about this one of course. This one working so far with some manual assistance and with an LED that fluctuates by covering the LDR, light dependent resistor, photoresistor. Then this one does work, and this one does work, just with a little patience. At least it should be working. Yes, there it goes. Alright. So, with one unfortunate sensor not behaving, I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you like, much appreciated. Then you can also follow me on Twitter, retweet, like and leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram, like and leave a comment. Please donate to keep videos coming to you, much appreciated. Also, you can become a patron and have your name mentioned depending on the pledge you make. Very much appreciated, but up to you. And this is of course going to be continued in some way. Thanks for watching.